worldwide now from the what we think is an approaching solar system that's approaching our solar system that's covered in a red cloud. Now I did a video or a couple videos on the red cloud, so go back and check them out later. But right now I wanted to point out that we got a story from Croatia, and they're having a lot of this red cloud phenomenon in Croatia for some reason. Go check it out. That is in the Croatia Week magazine, online magazine. Take a look. We're getting a lot of folks from Croatia having sightings and seeing things. We also have a story in England where we actually had them starting to question why their sky is turning pink, and kind of the interesting, cloud-related phenomenon that we're seeing that relates to the collaboration that we have around the cloud phenomenon, the red iron oxide cloud. Here's just an interesting YouTuber that I think tries to catch some things and has a pretty balanced view. It will be links below. This one is from over Corby, and what we're seeing here is we're actually seeing, some of the clouds from the, in the higher atmosphere being documented in terms of the strange phenomenon from this chemtrailing. John Doe, one of my new favorites, has been doing some good research, and one of the things I followed up from John today I wanted to show you actually was this. This is sunrise in one of the webcams in Leon, from Webcams de Mexico. Check it out. Let alone the black dot and the weird shape of the sun and everything. Here, watch this. Here it comes right behind it. Check that out. Wow. We've got a Mark Reed down under who has actually acquired a telescope and has been isolating what he thinks is pictures of Nibiru, or one of the bodies that are entering and coming around the sun. I encourage you to take a look at his site. Keep an open mind. I still want to watch some more of Mark's stuff, but so far what he's shown has been pretty interesting. This is something that's pretty disturbing, guys, that I wanted to show you today, and maybe this is not a good thing to show, but it's one of the kind of things that point towards the elites knowing about this, situation, okay? And this is basically Deagle.com, and what they do is they do defense contracting analysis and research. And what you're going to see here when you look at the United States compared to other countries in 2014 compared to where they're going in 2025, and you maybe have seen this site before, but I wanted to give you the link. Here, just look it up here, but you can actually see where they show that the population of the United States is going to go down to 65 million by 2025, and then shows that our orders go down to almost zero. So do they know something we don't know? I don't know. I always like this time of day, anytime around between 1 and 3 UTC, you can actually see this manifestation pretty clearly from Savannah skies. We've been watching it for a while. And what we're seeing here is we're actually seeing this. We think that what's producing the plume is actually material that's being either pushed back by solar wind or some other phenomena, but we actually think this is the object that's responsible for this orange glow, or I'm sorry, this red dot, or this red planet-like structure that we see from the Savannah Skies Austria webcam. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and update it once, and then I'm going to go through some pictures and then let you go. We've got a great show tonight on WSO Live with Henning Kemmer. I'm looking forward to that, so I got to get ready. But this is what it's looking like right now in Australia live. And again, if you go to Australia anytime between this time, 1:26 UTC, 1 o'clock to 3 to 4 o'clock, you'll be able to see this phenomenon for yourself. Just go look at it. All right, what I wanted to do next was take you through some photographs from all the people that have been sending me photographs. I wanted to go through just a few select ones with you today, and I wanted to start with my good friend Veronica Del Rante. She actually, we've been all watching the volcanic activity down in Mexico lately, and I actually captured this green object as a lens flare on one when the plume of volcanic ash was really heavy over the volcano, and I just disregarded it as a lens flare, and actually what it turns out is it was something behind the sun that's coming out from behind the sun, and that's where we saw that refraction, and now we're actually seeing a direct on image of the object. Go check it out for yourself. Here's just a weird photograph somebody sent me. It could be a lens flare, it could be some kind of a strange, but that's just a strange freaking photograph. Again, these are from subscribers, and I wanted to thank you guys all for sending me stuff, and I will put on anything that I think is cool, and as many as I can. This is actually Henning Kenner. We're going to be talking to him tonight. He's a truck driver, across the road truck driver. He caught this either sundog or what I think it is actually the star expressing from behind the clouds. That's just what I think. This is a fascinating photograph from somewhere in the Alps, I suppose. But some of the stuff that comes to me, oh yeah, here we go. It's in. You can take a look at that yourself. But again, I get some things from folks, and they just send it to me. But basically, this is showing some kind of object. I'd be, you know, I do see kind of a lens flare effect here, like a red cloud lens flare effect it could be. But again, you can also see the chemtrailing starting right away. So again, neat, weird object from a subscriber. Here's a photograph again. People are hawking the webcams down in Mexico now, and that's great because they don't typically keep all the images. They only keep maybe 1 out of every 5. So if you can watch it real time, you'll catch a lot more at sunrise and at sunset. So if you can think of going to the webcams in Mexico, pick anyone that's pointing towards the sun, especially ones on the coast, and you'll be able to see this phenomenon for yourself. But here's a picture from February 2nd that I received from a subscriber. Here's one I just wanted to take a look at, Moonglow. This is from the 2nd again, Moonglow, Missouri. But this Skycam has been showing this, you know, the circle and this blue object and these 2 objects behind it pretty regularly now. So if you go to the Warrensburg, Missouri, all Skycam yourself, this is actually from a user who was watching it. But again, they don't, you know, they don't store the images, at least that anywhere I know of. And then here's that ominous, you know, composite image over a period of time from that 10 o'clock to the 1600, which is 4 o'clock. And you can see that, you know, this, I don't know how to explain that, but to me, if the sun is a dominant object, then this means this is a dominant object as well. So, and then it also shows the blue and the other, you know, in the composite image, which to me is more convincing than this image up here. And that's pretty convincing. But this is like, oh my gosh, right? Here's from Kansas. After one of my subscribers had watched the cloud video, she started to notice that the sunsets were remarkably orange. And again, you know, just another phenomenon, just another thing to corroborate. Here's somebody from off Owl Skycam. But what was interesting about this one, if it's not a smudge on the lens, this is the same shape of the little, like, you know, the winged object that we've been seeing from a variety of locations. This is just a weird one that I got from the 29th that I just still can't really, you know, to fully comprehend it yet. Here's one where we're actually seeing, you know, again, this is John Doe, and I recommend you go to his site. He's been watching the webcams in Mexico. We're getting a lot of good footage there. This is from Chile, I believe, and what we're seeing here is a subscriber sent me a photograph from their car the day after they had watched the video on the clouds, and we're actually seeing, I think, a mixture of the clouds up in the atmosphere and then the red iron oxide cloud. Sometimes it just overwhelms the atmosphere and comes down. And then, of course, here's the Skycam images that corroborate with what we're seeing from the you know, from the off Skycam, from the ISS rather, and then we see this happening, and we talked about this extensively on my last show, but I just can't get over it because you can actually see some other, what appears to be some kind of a debris field back in here. This is definitely nothing to worry about. Now, a lot of folks will argue with me on that one, but it's these other things that I've seen this many times for a long time. This is the first time I've ever seen these planets in any kind of, you know, cloud. And here's that, you know, same dot dot big planet kind of configuration, which I thought was interesting, and so forth. This is just somebody, Stephen Johnston, the subscriber. This is interesting because this is in my backyard, Again, predominantly orange sundog tells me that either there's something behind there or, you know, again, something's going on because this is all chemtrailed. Where did this come from? Oh gosh, somewhere in the Midwest. But again, we're seeing, you know, the familiar sundog kind of weird thing there. Pictures from around the world I'm getting. This one is a net cam. I don't know exactly where we got this one from, but again, it was interesting because we're seeing multiple lights that could be from the clouds too. Here's lenticular clouds in England. The orange, strange clouds. This is crazy, man. This one is just intense. Wow. Here's one where we see the planetary object from a webcam in Mexico. Again, same image. This is a recent one from ISS. Again, you know, we're getting a lot of distortions, but we are also seeing objects. This one has got two circles in the middle. I don't know what that is. I really can't tell you, but this looks like a little object here, a planetary type object from ISS. Here's one where we're seeing the little objects start to show up. Another one where we're starting to see different, you know, phenomenon everywhere. Again, the red cloud from all over the world. This is from our, you know, somebody had actually enhanced this and showed us that we actually can see an orb type of thing. Just crazy stuff, guys, and it's coming in from all over the world. It's not just me. It's not just a couple crazy, wacky, loony balls, but there's a lot of folks catching this stuff.